On this week's show, we're at the races in Hong Kong.
Chengdu is the venue for the final round of the FISE World Series.
We're on the red carpet with tennis former world #1 Andy Murray.
And we're in Miami with the ballers of Red Bull's street style. In a city that never sleeps, horse racing by night has fast become one of Hong Kong's most renowned traditions.
Such a connection between horse racing and the people of Hong Kong and the strong history. It really is part of the DNA of Hong Kong. When you look at other sporting events that take place in Hong Kong, there's nothing that really compares to horse racing. It's really the people of Hong Kong that make horse racing what it is because they love it. It's part of the culture. It's part of the social infrastructure of Hong Kong. People love to come out with their family and friends, enjoy the races, enjoy each other's company, and really take pride in how Hong Kong racing has grown through the years.
Built by the British in 1845, the Happy Valley Racecourse has been hosting horse racing fixtures for over 170 years. Throughout the years, the course has undergone a number of changes, and these days can accommodate over 55,000 horse racing fans.
You really don't see any atmosphere or any racing environment, especially at nighttime, like Happy Valley, anywhere else in the world. It's really unique. And to have a race course in the middle of the city where the real estate is so expensive, it shows how invested Hong Kong is in horse racing to allow a race course like Happy Valley to be there. But it gives back to the community in a big way, in betting duty and also in entertainment. When people come to Hong Kong and look for things to do in tourism, Happy Valley on Wednesday night is high on everybody's list.
This year, Happy Valley was once again the venue for the Longines International Jockeys Championship, a Group 1 encounter featuring 12 of the world's best riders. With the punters placing their bets, all eyes were on Australian Zach Purton, who won the race in 2017.
It starts the week off, everyone is finally in town and it's a great atmosphere. The beer garden is a great place to be, not just for IJC night, but for any night we race there during the season.
In the first of the 4 races, it was English rider Ryan Moore who came away with victory and 12 valuable championship points.
Ryan Moore leading over Very Sweet Orange. Happy Good Guys late, but Flying Genius wins the first. Ryan Moore, he takes out the first leg of the Longines International Jockeys Championship.
There was drama in the second IJC race of the night, with Mauritian rider Karis Teton stealing the win on the line.
Thunderstomp under siege in the centre, Dream Warriors. Murray's Partners out wider, Charity Wings flashing later. Terrific finish here, Dream Warriors, Murray Partners. Dream Warriors has just won this for Teton over Murray's Partners second. It was a terrific finish.
Whilst horse racing is all about spectacle, it's the betting that adds the drama. Between 2017 and 2018, fans from all over the world laid bets totaling 122.8 billion Hong Kong dollars.
I'm Dan from London. I moved to Hong Kong 2 weeks ago, and this is the second time we've been to the horse races here. And it's obviously something you hear a lot about. A lot of people at work discuss coming to the races, especially on Wednesday night. It's a great spectacle, so really good to come down and experience the atmosphere that they've got here. $100 Hong Kong dollars. Perfect. Perfect. And I'll just hand that into the... Hi, can I have $100 on number 8, please? Magnificent. Betting's a big thing here. It's a lot more research goes into the bets here, and it's more difficult to do. Obviously in the UK it's quite straightforward to bet, but here you need to get a knack of what's happening.
With Ryan Moore riding the favorite, Magnificent, in the third race, it was a direct shootout between the 36-year-old and Teton on G Unit. Victory for either of them would have put them in control at the top of the International Jockey Championship standings.
Magnificent on the inside for Ryan Moore. He leads here 2 lengths. Down the outside, Flying Quest is storming home for Colin Keane. A great go here. Flying Quest over the top got the prize. Beat home Magnificent second, who gave you a great sight.
It was really good experience. Came very close to the last race, came second. Not close enough, but we'll try our luck again at Shartin on Sunday.
With only one race to go, all eyes were on Karis Teton and whether the 29-year-old would be able to overhaul Ryan Moore in the race for the championship.
Final leg of the IJC is off and racing. Glorious Dragon, he's dashing late to the line. Glorious Dragon got up to beat the Hulk.
With local rider Vincent Ho claiming victory on Glorious Dragon, Teton's third-place finish was enough for the Mauritian to secure the IJC title by 2 points from Moore.
Happy Valley is a special track. It was a big night just to ride against so many good jockeys around the world and representing Hong Kong. And to win the championship, everything went smoothly. I'm still over the moon. I still can't believe that I won it, but I've won it and I'm pretty happy.
And we'll be at the international races later in the show.
And now for this week's sporting question. This week, the UK's biggest equestrian competition, the Olympia London International Horse Show, gets underway. Featuring the latest rounds of the FEI jumping, dressage and driving World Cup qualifiers, it's the only UK show to host all 3 of these disciplines and attracts the creme de la creme of the equestrian world. With the 2020 Olympics fast approaching, Olympia will be a pivotal event for the competitors, both in terms of preparation and to impress any selectors. Which leads us to this week's question. What we want to know is, who has won the most Olympic medals in dressage? We'll bring you the answer later in the show.
The best action sports stars in the world headed to Chengdu in China for the 3rd and final FISE event of 2019. This year's series has already visited the Japanese city of Hiroshima, as well as Montpellier in the south of France. In the skateboarding freestyle discipline, Ryo Sagawa claimed first place on home soil to take an early lead in the overall standings. In Montpellier, it was America's Keshawn Johnson that took top honors. All eyes now were on Chengdu.
Up next, we got street finals. We have a really good international field in the skate park. It's gonna be 12 riders in the finals, broken into 3 heats of 4 riders each. Every rider's gonna get 2 rounds of 60 seconds, and as usual, the best round is gonna count towards your best score.
Take a walk through our start list. How are you thinking things will end up out here with these top, incredibly international field of skaters?
We're gonna start with Manny Santiago, who qualified 12th.
I mean, thus far we've had a good time. It's cool to see a different side of the world and be out here with my friends skating. The way I'm gonna skate is to how I like to skate. I'm not gonna change my skating to please anybody, including the judges, so I'm gonna do what I wanna do, have a good time, and hopefully come out with the win.
Setting up for a big spin heel flip board slide. And it's a 73.75.
Forward into our second rider, as you see on screen there, Brandon Vajado.
Starting it off with a frontside blend slide into the bank. 360 shove it over the A-frame. Big spin board slide to fakie on the bump to bar. But we got Dave Baczynski in the park, starting it off with a gap to nose blunt on the A-frame rail. Oh man, he's definitely stepping it up. Oh, front 270 lift.
Keyshawn Johnson from Long Beach, California. What does he have in store for us? One of the most incredible men to face the FISE World Series. How are you feeling about his skating?
Strongest man in skateboarding is in the park. A huge gap to 5-0 on the China banks. A huge gap over the 6-meter-long driveway. Front 270 lip on the gap to A-frame rail. Oh, it's a 66.62.
Wow, it's been an amazing week. Coming to FISE, China the first time ever, like just seeing the culture, the energy. It's really unique and special. And the fact that I got to skate the semi-finals and make it to the finals, for me is a huge motivator, especially coming from a place like South Africa where this is unheard of. So it's really exciting times, and I'm hyped to be part of the FISE World Series.
Man, smiles for days. Kula is everyone's favorite person. He's just smiling all the time. This dude is just, he's gold. Setting up for the kickflip front board, getting it done, yes.
Kula bumps up to 3rd place. So as you see, Ryo Sagawa is going to be battling it out for the top honors.
Switch frontside flip to flat. Right on the buzzer, doing the hard flip front board. Wow. And scores in 80.37. There we go, 1st place.
Ryo Sagawa right there, who's currently sitting in 1st place with an 80.37. Let's see if that holds up as we have our 3rd and final heat coming your way. Down to Richard Toure.
The man of the hour. Big spin board slide on the big rail to start it off. Setting up for the kickflip front board. Comes up, oh, heel flip front flip. Big spin heel flip board slide, there we go. Oh, 83.37.
First round was perfect. Second one, I changed some tricks. Big spin heel flip board slide. I used to do it in the best trick like at the other contest, but never in the run. I'm so stoked. I think it's probably one of my best runs in my life.
Kiyaki Ike is in the park. Look at the casual style of this guy. Naughty big spin back lip to fakie with a cab back lip. Switch front feeble like nothing. 85.25, good enough for 2nd. That pushes Risho Toure in 3rd. Next rider up's gonna be Ivan Monteiro, Brazilian skater from Sao Paulo, currently living in Los Angeles, California. With a naughty heel 360 over the A-frame, half cab nose slide, 270 into the bank. Ivan is looking really strong out there. Tray flip flip on the bump to bar.
87.25.
Stoked that the first one worked out and then everything went well. Got 1st place. And my first time skating FISE actually, and it was such a good times the whole weekend, just skating with all the homies from everywhere in the world, and we all meet up here, and it was just such a good times.
London's Curzon Cinema was the venue recently for the premiere of Andy Murray Resurfacing, a new documentary directed by Olivia Cappuccini, charting the three-time major winner's remarkable comeback from a career-threatening hip injury.
I was the #1 tennis player in the world, and I couldn't walk.
He was so open, and I think incredibly brave to be that vulnerable, and I think that should be the one takeaway from the film, that is the greatest form of bravery, isn't it, to show yourself in those moments, and I don't think you'll ever see anyone at that level show himself in a way like that.
I really want to keep going, but my body is telling me no.
Having undergone hip resurfacing surgery at the end of January, the 32-year-old made a tentative return to doubles in June, before he stepped up to singles in August. Incredibly, just 2 months later, he won the European Open in Antwerp.
I mean, I was shocked, obviously. I mean, because even 5 or 6 weeks before that, you know, I was still having conversations with my team where I was like, look, I don't know where this is going. You know, I'm not sure if I want to keep doing this, and maybe we can have a conversation at the end of the year and see, like, you know, what the future is, if I want to keep going. And yeah, it's just, they kept telling me, like, you're a lot closer than what you think, you know, keep trying, keep going.
You know, I think anything's possible. I think, you know, he's played very few singles tournaments since he came back. It's been very recent and very short time that he's been back, and you know, to see him win in Antwerp was just, you know, miraculous. It was really incredible. So you know, he is one of these kids that if he puts his mind to something, he will absolutely max out on it. So watch this space.
With the Australian Open now just 5 weeks away, Murray now has his sights set on Grand Slam singles tennis in 2020.
I haven't played a best-of-5 set match in singles since the operation, and you know, I've been asked quite a bit about what would you consider a successful Australian Open, and for me it would be to, you know, get through a 5-set match and my hip feel okay, you know, because if I do that, I'll then know that, you know, I'll be able to potentially compete at the Grand Slams in the future, and you know, hopefully have some more good runs at those events. I'm playing tennis because I love playing the sport. That's why I got into it in the first place, and these last few years have kind of taught me that, and I remember that now. And you know, so long as I'm healthy and I'm able to compete, I'll try to enjoy it as much as I can and not only think about the results and trying to win the biggest competitions.
This week's Top 5 looks at Christmas-themed events from around the world. The town of Wiedenthal, Germany is the venue for the annual Christmas Tree Throwing World Championships. Over 60 competitors bring their own trees to the event, which features 3 different forms of throw: the javelin, the hammer, and the Christmas tree high jump.
Next up is the Santa Claus 10K charity race. Taking place in cities around the world, the races attract more than 3,000 entrants, who all don festive outfits to help raise money for charity and bring some Christmas cheer.
Third on the list is the U.S. state of Maine's annual Santa Ski Race. In return for a $10 entry fee for charity, all participants receive a free lift pass if they are dressed in a Santa costume, complete with hat and beard.
It's Father Christmas on ice at the World Santa Curling Championship in Kenton, England. The event features teams from England, Scotland and Canada, with the various Santas competing on an individual basis to score points for their respective teams.
And in top spot is the annual Santa Claus World Championships in Samnaun, Switzerland. Known locally as Klauwau, the event was first held in 2001 and sees competitors tackle a variety of festive disciplines, including a sleigh race, the present knockdown, and the infamous chimney climb.
We head back to Chengdu in China now for the next installment of FISE action. The roller freestyle is always a fan favourite. Joe Atkinson got the crowd and judges going in Hiroshima with a typical go-for-broke routine. While in Montpellier, Jeremy Malik delighted home fans by laying down the best routine of the weekend. The question now was who would be the standout in the country of heaven.
Up next is the roller freestyle finals, Chengdu, China. Tune in and enjoy the show. Let's go.
12 riders going to be going off of 2 heats. How does it work after that?
They have 2 runs of 50 seconds. Each rider goes 2 times and only the best run counts, which means you have room for error, but only the very best run will count in the end, so you have to go all in. We are going to get going with Mr. Maxime Genoux from Switzerland. The backside far to backside Savannah on the A-frame. Yes, then the 900 goes. 72 points for Maxime.
Yuma Baudouin, all about this man from Gap, France, dropping in right now.
With the flying 540. Half cover around 270 back in. Again, so many tricks. I feel like I'm just giving trick names, but these guys have mastered the art of putting together really solid lines and going in with the big 9. So easy.
Well, a man who wants to take down the leaders and has been on top as a leader himself, Roman Broad right now on course.
Yes, the flat 3, the 540 Savannah here on the coping, spinning all over the place. Stuck this 1260 and he does it again, absolutely perfect.
Roman Broad moves into 6th place with an 81.37. Yado Frein from Amsterdam about to drop in.
Is tied for 3rd in the FISE World Series rankings, so needless to say he's ready to give his all. The big wall from the pocket, boom, nice 900.
Scores in, it's an 82 even.
Going with the Macchio late grab here. Oh my God, he doesn't stop. Only 15 years old, can you believe it? Jaejong Yoon, 720, his first year here in Chengdu. And boom, following up with a big 9, keeping all the speed. Kid is absolutely killing it. Fakey 900. First place and a really high score. Another one rider that's going to be interesting to see. The man himself, Diaco Diaby, all the way from Paris.
Diaco Diaby had such an incredible style on the skates, just so casual. Wow, and he can spin as well.
He had an amazing run yesterday and he's just upped himself right off the gates with the big 540 transfer. This guy is killing it. So much amplitude.
Wow, so laid back, such a clean poise throughout his entire run.
Well, we got a course that allows riders to be really creative, and if there's one creative guy out there, that's definitely Mr. Joe Atkinson charging. Again, front flip, so many tricks. Joe definitely has his own flair, his own style. Full speed, carving this wall, beautiful, and huge 9. So that was it for Joe Atkinson, 85.25. And there's one man that can take him down, his teammate, the man from Seba and Arsena, CJ Wellsmore, with the huge 360.
and he's flying over the course, charging over, taking a really different wall line from everything else we've seen so far. Wow, the flat spin 5 double grab. Right on the buzzer, the 720. He does it!
Wow, you guys, CJ Wellsmore really coming out of the woodworks on this one, delivering a performance.
The nerves are flying high. I can't believe I just won the FISE Chengdu, China. First time I've won a FISE, actually, so the feels are unreal, man. Oh my God, I can't stop shaking. I'm stoked, mate.
So let's take a look at the overall ranking. As you see, Joe Atkinson stays on top and is going to be your overall World Series champion for 2019.
To get second place today and to win the overall series once again is super cool, man, and I'm so happy about that. I'll be ready for the next stop in Hiroshima, the first stop of 2020.
Cumbuco, Brazil was the venue for the final event of the 2019 GKA Freestyle Kiteboarding World Cup. With riders being scored on the height and complexity of their jumps in a knockout-style system, the competition was tough. Spain's Liam Whaley narrowly missed out on the final, but still finished in an impressive third place. The final was won by Colombia's 17-year-old sensation Valentin Rodriguez, who defeated the Dominican Republic's Aduri Corneal. Having arrived in Brazil's second in the standings, Rodriguez's impressive performance was enough to secure him the first world championship of his career.
The level now is just insane. Everyone's pushing the limits, and yeah, just can't be happier with this first place.
In the women's competition, home favorite Bruna Kajia capped her comeback from a serious injury earlier in the year to secure second place.
This year has been a challenging year for me. I was coming back from an injury, so I started the year slow and I was gaining my momentum, gaining my rhythm, and just improved. And to be finishing the year in second, I mean, it couldn't have gone better actually. This is a dream already.
Mikaeli Sol's third victory in 4 World Cup events capped a remarkable 2019 for the 15-year-old as she claimed her maiden world title.
I'm super happy to have this third world title, especially here in Brazil at home with all the people, all the Brazilians. It's super exciting, and hopefully next year I'll be able to get it again and do the surf tour as well, maybe.
Elsewhere, the beautiful island of New Caledonia was the setting for the PWA Slalom Windsurfing World Championship. The Formula One of windsurfing, the race saw riders compete in groups of 8 on a challenging and twisting course. With the racing of the highest level, Francis Pierre Mortefon overcame a disqualification in the opening race to beat standings leader Italy's Matteo Aquino and lift the World Championship title.
I'm very happy. I worked hard, very hard for this. I've missed out on the title a few times, but now it's all paid off.
Mortefon's triumph saw him succeed Anthony Albo as world champion.
Despite the result, I was able to show that I can be competitive. I'm happy to be able to fight with the best.
In the women's event, it was Mortefon's sister Marion who claimed victory.
First World Cup victory and second overall. I'm a vice world champion, so I'm very happy.
Delphine Cossin's second place in New Caledonia meant she successfully defended her world championship title.
I'm happy to have won the title again. It was a pretty hectic week, but it was all worth it to retain the championship.
Miami's Wynwood Marketplace was the host for the 2019 edition of the Red Bull Street Style Grand Finale, the pinnacle of the freestyle football world. It was the first time North America had hosted the World Final, and the judging panel was not short of star power. Mexico's former star player Pavel Pardo sat alongside Portugal's former Champions League winner Nani to watch the top 16 men and women battle it out on the 360-degree stage in a head-to-head knockout format. The women's final was a battle royale between 2018 champion Agnieszka Aguszka-Mnich of Poland and former two-time champion Melody Donche of France. In a rematch of last year's final where Aguszka denied Donche the hat-trick of titles, it looked like history might repeat itself, with the Frenchwoman struggling with a knee injury. Would the elusive third title have to wait another year? With her rival Aguszka making a number of small mistakes, it opened the door for Donche to show her worth. Showcasing all the skills she had to offer, the Frenchwoman even found time to blow the crowd a kiss. With Pavel Pardo confirming Donche as the winner, the 29-year-old's triumph saw her become the first person to win 3 titles.
I feel so good because before the competition, I said I think I will not win because I stopped training 3 months ago. I have bad injury, and my doctor said don't do the competition because you can break your ligaments. And before the competition, I feel good. So it's my first world title, Red Bull Freestyle world title. So I'm very happy.
Playing off Miami's strong Latin connection, the all-South American men's final set the crowd alight. Having defeated 2018 champion Erland Fajali in the semis, Brazil's Ricardinho squared off against Colombia's Boyka in what would turn out to be an epic encounter. After much deliberation, it was left to Nani to declare Ricardinho the 2019 Red Bull Street Style men's champion.
I came with a mind of the champion, like a lion, and I was like battle myself each battle. And yeah, I think I just reached my dream one more time.
I had a lot of fun, I enjoyed a lot. It was a fantastic event, fantastic athletics. The performance from everyone was the best. It was hard sometimes to choose, but the important, what I felt was a fantastic event, so I enjoyed a lot.
Our final event from FISE Chengdu is the women's BMX Freestyle. The event is best run counts, meaning the riders can leave it all on the line at the final FISE event of the year. The 2018 series winner and world #1 Hannah Roberts was looking to complete a clean sweep at FISE, following her victories in Hiroshima and Montpellier.
Up next, the UCI BMX Women's Finals. 12 riders qualified from our semifinal. Each athlete will have 2 runs of 60 seconds on the clock, and it is going to be a best run that counts.
It's going to come down to a tight one as we see Paris Penengues and Hannah Roberts are just neck and neck.
So Elizaveta on course.
Coming out here, we have some huge amplitude. Yes, truck driver, look at the control on this.
A 77.20.
Teresa Azcoaga dropping in right here. Let's see if she can put her attempt in. Big tuck no-hander.
And Teresa is showing you that she's got the finesse to find the speed in the transitions, what it's going to be, and it looks like it's coming in. A new leader, 79.40. Charging back to the box. Toboggan, twisting the bars, dipping the front end down, 2 for 2 on the box, and then on that vert quarter pipe. Yes! Marino nailing the backflip. That was a huge one for her. Again, it's a best run format that counts, so this could potentially shake up that leaderboard, and it does. Marino's going to go into 3rd.
It's incredible to watch all these women progress and really battle it out for the points.
All right, well, Chile, stand up right now. I'm talking about Santiago as Macarena Perez is representing her home country. A rider is able to basically drop in the course from any point and set themselves up. We saw most riders start off with the box, but right here, a backflip over the box right into the transition.
Wow, hugely difficult trick as well. Perez moves into first, miles higher with an 86.00.
All right, well, the Swiss rider, Nikita Ducaro, big no-hander to X-up.
Oh, 540 at the buzzer and off course. Landed that one, Nikita.
Boom, 84.36.
Lara Lesman about to drop in for her first run.
Lara Lesman coming back into the box. No foot can. An 84.50. Wow, 2nd place for Germany. Well, our number 3 qualifier for Great Britain is about to take the course. We're talking about Charlotte Worthington. A lot of speed, Ryan, going for that big carve over the vert wall.
Wow, and such height on that backflip. Getting the job done. Great height and going so fast.
Tail whip, this time to pedals. That was clean, and a flare attempt, and she pulls it, Ryan. All right, so that's going to move her up into a podium spot right there, 88.40.
That was definitely a heavy finals. I think everyone threw some really big bangers at the start, at the end of their runs, and right the way through, I wouldn't want to be a judge because the speed that the ladies have progressed at is very quick, so that was an epic final.
Right now, every rider around the world is excited to watch Paris Penengues on course, and with good reason. Her style is second to none when it comes to BMX. She does a big 360 over the box jump. Take note of Paris as she utilizes the course.
Going for the huge transfer. Paris Penengues really showing us why she qualified in that top 2nd place.
Bam! 90.20, first rider to go into the 90s.
This course was amazing, and I had a run planned, and I wanted to do everything. Like, I wanted to stick that run no matter what place it put me in. Like, obviously, I was gunning for that top spot.
Your leader coming into the FISE World Series overall, and one of the top threats in women's BMX riding. This is Hannah Roberts from the United States of America.
Hannah has been putting in a lot of work. Tail whips right over the spine, Ryan. Hannah Roberts on course. She has 2 first places so far in the FISE World Series and a 360 to bar spin.
Different action all over the map.
That was a huge run.
Yes, Hannah Roberts gets a 93.8, 3 points above a Paris Penengues right there.
I was really nervous before dropping in, so I just wanted to put down, a run that I was happy with, and to come away with the win for the 4th year in a row is, you just get to see all your hard work pay off, so that's sick.
And now for the answer to this week's question. Earlier in the show, we asked you which rider had won the most Olympic medals in dressage. The answer is Germany's Isabel Worth. The 50-year-old's medal haul of 10, including 6 gold, not only make her the most decorated Olympic dressage rider of all time, but also the most successful rider in Olympic equestrianism. Worth won her first Olympic medals in 1992 at the Barcelona Games, claiming gold in the team event and silver in the individual dressage, a feat she repeated at the 2016 edition in Rio. To date, Worth has also won a total of 29 World and European Championship medals, as well as 5 World Cup titles. Undoubtedly one of the finest riders of all time, Worth now has her sights set on competing in a 6th Olympic Games in Tokyo next year.
Located in the north of Hong Kong lies the Showdown racecourse, the focal point in early December for the 33rd annual Longines Hong Kong International Races, a thoroughbred racing global extravaganza featuring 4 internationally recognized Group 1 events worth a total of 93 million Hong Kong dollars.
These 4 Group 1 Hong Kong International races are recognized among the world's top 100, and all 4 generally end up in the top 50. So they're really highly regarded races worldwide and highly sought after races with horses coming from all over the world to be with us for what will be a spectacular day of racing.
Sunday's always a day that I look forward to. I think it's our marquee meeting of the year and the one that I really focus on trying to get the right horses for. And this year I've fortunately got some handy chances again, but they all need to come to the races in good form. It's strong competition. I just hope I can do well.
Showdown is such a great track to ride, and you know, to ride a big winner on a Showdown track, it's gonna be something special, especially in front of, you know, the local. So much people will be around. All this big crowd will be around. So it's something special for us, and of course, living in Hong Kong and being here, winning one of those races for Hong Kong will be special.
As is tradition, 3 days before the race saw the prestigious barrier draw take place, with horse owners and trainers taking turns at random to pick their lane.
I'm very happy with the draw in the first place. Beauty Generation drawn 5. The major pace influence in the race is Kaying Star drawn gate 1, which was what we wanted, because he'll go to the front for sure. We've got possibly 2 favourites in the sprint and the mile, which helps imaging and branding of Hong Kong, and just leaves a good taste in my mouth. You know, a real buzz from the point of view that we're able to go out and source the right sort of horses to do what they've done so far, and hopefully win those big races on the weekend.
As the build-up to the spectacle continued, distinguished guests, jockeys, and owners were invited to the annual Longines Hong Kong International Racing Gala. Bringing together the best Hong Kong riders and some of the top jockeys from around the world, this year's event saw racing icon Frankie Dettori, a 6-time winner at the international races, named Longines World's Best Jockey.
I mean, Hong Kong, they got a great model. They sell racing very well. It's very well followed. They got the best turnover in the world about prize money. And you know, for us jockeys, we feel like rock stars. You know, we recognized everywhere. Everybody knows about racing, and it's the best place to be.
Come race day, the conditions were picture perfect, with the crowds gathering in their thousands to see if all 4 Hong Kong horses who swept the board last year could defend their respective crowns. The first international race of the day was the Vase. Set over 2,400 meters, this year's lineup included 2018 winner Exultant and Japanese favorite Glory Vase.
Stand by for a start to the roar of the crowd. The gates are open and they're off. And Lucky Lilac steaming down the middle, along also with Deirdre. Glory Vase raced up to Exultant. Lucky Lilac wider out Deirdre. Glory Vase is powering away for Moreira from Exultant and Lucky Lilac. And it's the empire that is Japan winning the Vase again. Glory Vase extraordinary. Brilliant from Glory Vase.
It was a superbly run race for Brazilian jockey João Moreira, who with this victory made it 5 wins at the Hong Kong International Races. The question now was whether the 35-year-old could claim his 6th win in the next race, the 1,200-meter sprint.
Mr. Stunning trying so hard. Then Hot King Prawn beat the clocks into the clear. High Victory Ratton and then Full of Beauty, but Athero kept going. Only a half, 3/4, they're closing. Hot King Prawn coming after him, beat the clock. Mr. Stunning beat the clock, going to Athero. Moreira takes the sprint and the Vase.
Riding beat the clock. Moreira's 6th victory also secured trainer John Size his 3rd ever international races winner. In the mile, the crowd were hoping for a hat-trick of titles from home favorite Beauty Generation, who was looking to cement his reputation as the world's highest-rated miler.
Ka Ying Star joined by Beauty Generation. He still looks light on his feet at the moment, the champ. He takes the lead, Beauty Generation, from Ka Ying Star. Wider out, Normcore, Admire Mars, Waikuku, Indy Champ back to the rail. Beauty Generation tiring. Admire Mars and Waikuku have gone to him. Admire Mars from Waikuku. It's the Japanese 3-year-old colt, Admire Mars, to win the mile from Waikuku. Beauty Generation may have held on to 3rd.
Belgium's Christophe Somilom's victory on board Admire Mars came 11 years after his last triumph at the international races, and just a few weeks after the death of Japanese owner Richie Kondo. And finally, all eyes turned to the Cup. Run over 2,000 meters, it's worth $28 million, making it Hong Kong's richest race. This year's race was wide open following the withdrawal of favorite Almaty.
Magic Wand's had a lovely run. Ryan Moore's given her every chance. Windbright's travelled first class. Then a length and a half to Furore, who's going to look to get off the fence shortly with Rise High. Windbright striding up, so too Rise High. Magic Wand out sprinted, then Adisa further back with Furore. Spread across the track. Rise High ranges up, Glorious Forever Time Walk, Windbright. Then Adisa chasing up behind from Magic Wand. Rise High, Windbright. He's as tough as they come, Windbright. He's asserting his authority. Magic Wand down on the rail late, but Windbright will create a great day's history for Japan and takes the cup. 3 wins for the Japanese. It's a stellar day for Japanese racing.
Jockey Masami Matsuoka's timely run on Windbright not only brought the curtain down on the 2019 season in Hong Kong, but also made it 3 wins in the 4 Group 1 races for Japanese horses. That's it for now, but join us next time for more sporting adventures around the world.